What's up everyone, it's Kara here. And do you guys ever feel like your stomach is a bottomless pit and you just can't satiate yourself? I know for myself, I feel like that a lot, and what helps me out is switching things over and going back to more whole foods, making sure I'm getting a good quality nutrition. So what I'm gonna make for you guys today that's gonna benefit myself, because I just got done a 10-mile run, so my body's tired, I'm physically and emotionally tired. I need some good energy to fuel this body back up. So I'm gonna make for you today some non-BS, that's no bullshit, in these power balls. You guys know I like balls. They're very easy to make. You can make them as big or small as you prefer. So for these balls, all you need to do is have a bowl on hand, and we're gonna mix everything into the bowl. And as I mentioned, we're gonna be using mostly all whole ingredients that are gonna provide our body with some source of good nutrition. And I am adding in some chocolate chips just for fun, but that's optional. So to get started, I'm first going to use some MTS Whey, and I'm going to use this in chocolate because post-workout, post-run, you need to refuel your body's muscles with some protein. So I'm going to use 2 scoops of the chocolate, and really anything goes in terms of flavor. So you guys can use whatever you have on hand. I just like the way chocolate mixes in this recipe. So I'm going to use 2 scoops of that. And we're also going to be getting some protein as well from the other ingredients that we're going to add in here. So next, what I'm going to add is 1/2 cup of golden flaxseed. If you guys don't have flaxseed on hand, you could use the ground flaxseed meal as well. But for this, I want the power balls to be kind of nutty and crunchy. So we are going to use 1/2 cup of that, which I already have measured out. And dump that in your bowl. Next, we're gonna add in some oats, and for these I like to use the old-fashioned oats because they're just a little bit thicker and grainier in texture, so I think they go better versus a quick oat. So I'm gonna add 1 whole cup of oats, dump that in our bowl. Next, I'm gonna add 2/3 cup of these shredded coconut flakes. If you're not a coconut lover, it's all good. You can totally omit this. I just personally like coconut. It's gonna give us a good source of healthy fats, and almost all of these ingredients are giving us a great source of fiber. So I'm adding in 2/3 cup of those shredded coconut. Next, that's gonna kind of help it stick together, I'm going to use 1/2 cup of this sun butter. And this is totally optional. You could definitely use almond butter, you could use peanut butter, whatever you like here goes, but I just wanted to do something different and use the sunflower seed butter. So 1/2 cup of that is gonna go into our bowl. All right, now that we've got the sun butter in there, I'm going to add in some agave. This is a sweetener. They advertise it as lower glycemic index. You could certainly use honey. You could use syrup if you want to swap it out and use syrup, but this is gonna also help it stick together. So I'm gonna add 1/4 cup of the agave. Next, we're gonna add in some chia seed, and I'm just gonna add in 1 tablespoon of this. Again, that's optional, but it's gonna give you the good benefit of a lot of fiber, a lot of good nutrition in there. You've got protein coming from the chia seed, heart-healthy fats. So I like tossing that into any recipes when I can. All right, last ingredient I'm gonna add in is 1/2 cup of chocolate chips. Whoops, want all those chocolate chips. And that's just gonna kind of add a little sweetness to it and make it a little bit fun. So now that we have everything in there, go ahead and mix it all up. I like to mix it with a spoon, but you're likely gonna need to get in there with your hands and really kind of mix it in together. So once you've got your batter all mixed in, it is gonna be a little bit sticky, which you want. I like to use just a tablespoon to go on into the ball batter and use that to make an evenly shaped ball. And these are gonna be ready to eat as soon as you make them, but if you want, you can go ahead and chill them. These are great to put in the freezer, and then you can just pull them out and eat as you want them. They're a great little snack to have on hand. And I find because they are a little bit higher in fat, but they're also a good source of carbs and protein, you're not gonna need to eat a lot of these. Have 1 or 2, and it's really gonna not only help with your sweet tooth if you have one, but it's also gonna fill you up. So the last step, which is optional once you have your balls all made, I've got here sprinkled on a plate some hemp hearts, or you could even use the chia seed that we used earlier. You can go ahead and take your balls and just roll them in there, and that's gonna give it a nice crunchy outer layer. All right, guys, that recipe made for me 28 energy-packed power balls. I think you guys are gonna love this recipe, so be sure to give it a try and play around with it and add anything you want to it. And like I said, throw them in the freezer, throw them in the fridge, and have them ready to go for a quick little snack, or even if you just need something to hit that sweet tooth. I hope you enjoyed it and keep checking back for more.